Okay. All right, y'all. So it looks like we are live. We are set. Hey, y'all. As y'all jumping in here, just say hello. Let me know your name, where you're tuning in from. Let me know your name, where you're tuning in from. So glad to have y'all here on my Tuesday night happy hour. As y'all jumping in here, just say hello. Let me know your name, where you're tuning in from. Let me know your name, where you're tuning in from. Hey, y'all. So glad to have y'all here. I am trying to figure out how to get this to work with. Okay, I got it. Okay, sweet. All right, y'all. So I see y'all popping in here. Don't be shy. Let me know your name, where you're tuning in from. I got ATL in the house. I'm going to get a couple things set up while I do. I see y'all hopping in here. So I'm live on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Hey, y'all. Hey, Leslie. So glad to have y'all here. Hey, I've got New Jersey in the house. I've got Philly in the house, Florida in the house. Hey, y'all. Hey, Ken. Nice to have you here. Hey, Latasha. So glad to have y'all in the house. Welcome to our Tuesday night happy hour. So glad to have y'all here. I got Cali in the house. I got Kansas City in the house. Detroit in the house. Hey, y'all. So happy to have y'all here. So here's the deal. We do this every single Tuesday night. And this is all about helping you with getting the credit that you deserve. So I'm so glad to have y'all here today because I want to help y'all take it to the next level. It's time to take it to the next level. 2023 is supposed to be your Jordan year. That's what my friend Sherry says. She says 2023 is our Jordan year. And I was like, you're right, Sherry, Jordan. How fitting. My friend Sherry is like, it's 2023. It's your Jordan year. And so I want y'all to take a look at where you are right now and determine, has it been your Jordan year? Have you really been giving it all that you've got? Have you really been doing what you're supposed to be doing? Have you been playing this game of life and credit like a winner, like a champion, right? Like we always talk about being a champion with your credit. So look at where you are right now, y'all. Let me know in the chat. Are you where you want to be? Or are you close? You're not really close at all, Jerry. I need some help. I got you. But 2023 is still here. We're still here. We're about halfway through. You got another 6 months to get it right. But if you have not if you have not reached your 2023, we got to get that together today. So I need y'all, one, in order to start doing that, is to start ditching those debit cards. Oh, those debit cards. We got to stop doing that. It's old school, y'all. Nobody use debit cards no more. Now, I've got 13 reasons why I want to talk to y'all about this today, because honestly, the fact that you all are simply ignoring your credit cards and you're just using and swiping your debit cards all the time, you're losing out on a lot of benefits. You're losing out on a lot of opportunities, and you're losing out on a lot of benefits like rewards and perks that you're just not going to get. You're not going to get it with debit. And so I need y'all to make the switch. And I want to, sell y'all on it today. So if y'all okay with me selling y'all on helping you with determining if you want to make the switch to credit today, I want y'all to put some money bags in the chat. If y'all want to hear me give y'all the 13 reasons why you need to stop using credit and stop using debit cards right now, I need y'all to put some money bags in the chat. And we are going to get this party started because it's time, y'all. It is time. We got to stop it. Y'all don't know how much you're losing out on every single time that you swipe your debit card. Every single time that you decide that I'm going to take my debit card and I'm going to swipe it at this place, and this place. You don't understand what you're doing. And so we've got to get some clarity together. We've got to talk. You and me, we got to talk. We got to get this together so that you can make the switch. And I'm going to give you some really good reasons why you should make the switch. And what I want you to do is I want you to tag a friend and share this video, because you may know a lot of people that need to make the switch too. After I share with you what I got to share with you today, because I didn't come here to play. So I got money bags in the chat. I see y'all. Y'all ready to make the switch. I'm ready for you to make the switch too. So I've got some really good information to share with y'all today to help y'all with getting that done. So here's how this is going to work today, okay? I'm going to give y'all a lot of great information. It's going to be jam-packed with value, what I want you to do is, as something is resonating with you, what I want you to do is pop it in the chat so I know who's in the house. See, at the end of my happy hours, I usually give away something for free. And that free thing always goes to people that are the most engaged on our Tuesday night sessions, because we're doing this to make sure that we give you a lot of value so that you can make the best decisions for your credit and your finances and your future, so that you don't have to go at this thing alone. I remember what it was like going at it alone, and you don't got to do that, because I'm your credit bestie. I got you, and I'm going to help you with getting the credit that you deserve. So all you got to do, as we're going through the information today, just pop in the chat your biggest takeaways as they just come to you. And then at the end, I've got something free that I'm going to be giving away today. Y'all know how we roll. I love giving out free stuff and rewarding people for showing up. So here's the deal. If this is your first time here to one of our happy hour sessions, what I'd like you to do is pop a 1 in the chat. If you've been here 2 times or more, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times or more, I need y'all to put a 3, 4, 5 in the chat, okay? If you've been here 3, 4, 5 times or more, I need y'all to put a 3, 4, 5 in the chat. If this is your first time here to our happy hours, welcome. Welcome to the family. I want y'all to put a 1 in the chat so I know who's in the house. And then we'll do a quick roll call and we are going to get to work. So I advise you, as I'm going through this information, like I said, to put your biggest takeaways in the chat. And I don't just tell you to do that just to increase my engagement. I do it because as you write it down, it's going to stick. It's going to stick here. And I really want you to take away some nuggets that you can implement in your life today, not tomorrow, not next month, not next week. I'm talking about today, because the moment that you decide that you want to make some real change, you got to start by doing it right now, not waiting, because the longer that we wait, the longer that we procrastinate about it, the longer that our destiny is sitting around waiting on us to fulfill the call. And so I want to help you fulfill the call, but I got to give you some steps, some education, some information so that you can make the best decision for yourself, because we're not out here just flying blind. We want to make sure that you got the steps to get it done. I got 2, 4, 5 in the chat. I got 6+ in the chat. Hey, y'all. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Will. Tashalia. Nice, pretty name. Hey, Pam. So glad to see you here. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, y'all. I'm so glad to have y'all in the house. I've got so many people in the house that are 1s today. So I'm so glad to have me some newcomers in the house. Welcome to today's happy hour. My name is Jerry Tolliver. So I'll stop and introduce myself for a hot second so that you'll know who I am and how I roll. And if you want to come back to my happy hours. Now, every single Tuesday night, we do this just for you to help you with getting the credit that you deserve. Whether if you're a hardworking person that's ready to just raise your credit scores, if you're trying to get approved for a home loan, a vehicle, or if you're a really hardworking business owner that's trying to scale your business and get this thing off the ground, I got you. Over the last 8 years, I've been helping people with their personal credit, their business credit, and helping them get approved for 0% rates, paying off debt, the works. I've been there. I've done that. I know what it's like to have bad credit. I know what it's like to have over $30,000 of credit card debt. I know what it's like to mismanage my money and have poor financial habits. I know what it's like to be broke and struggling and getting payday to payday loans and not knowing what to do with my life because I wasn't educated. A lot of the things that I did and the mistakes that I made was because I just didn't know any better. And when I started to know better, I started to do better. And so when I see people struggling, when I see people making bad decisions, when I see people, not doing what they're called to do, it's not because they're stupid. It's just because they just don't know any better. And so I'm here to help you know better so that you can do better. And the first step is that y'all got to get rid of your debit cards. Now, there's a lot of reasons why I want to talk to y'all about this today. In fact, I got 13 reasons and I wrote them down just to make sure that I don't miss anything, because y'all know sometimes I can get a little excited and I don't want to skip any of my tips that I want to give y'all today. But the number one reason why you should stop using your debit card is because it's not building you credit. That's the number one reason, honestly. Think about it. As you start adulting, right? And you start borrowing money to buy cars and houses, and you try to even get some jobs and insurance. You try to get an apartment for the first time. All of this is based on what? Your credit. Now, unfortunately, when we're younger, we don't have really an opportunity to build credit unless you have some really savvy parents that can help you get a kickstart. But for most of us, our parents had bad credit too. So what they're going to help you do? They're going to help you by, really, what is it called? Contributing to the bad credit. But that's another story for another day. But if you want to start building your credit, then you have to get credit. You have to open up credit cards. You have to get loans. And for some people, the way that they start building credit is by getting student loans. And student loans are hurting a lot of people. And that's for a lot of different reasons. That's some of the only type of financing that you could get without having a job or a way to pay back or, anything to offer other than your education as collateral. That you promise that I'm going to take this education, I'm going to do something with it, and I'm going to pay you back. That is ultimately what you have decided to do when you got student loans. Now, unfortunately, we don't know what we're doing when we fresh out of high school. How many people went to college? Maybe got a degree, maybe dropped out a couple of times and then went back. And life be lifing, right? It's unpredictable. So you don't know what's going to happen, and you don't know when you're going to change your mind. You don't know when circumstances are going to change. And that's the part about student loans that I'm not feeling that part about student loans, because things in life just change, especially when you're young. But as we get older, and we start building credit, we realize very fast how limiting life is without it. Because you've got to build it, and you got to grow it, and you got to pay everything on time, although that you're young and broke and you don't know anything about credit. And people were telling you that you need to not use credit and you should only use cash, and all these misinformation that we never even knew what to do with it. And so for a lot of us, we just ignored it. We just said, okay, cash is king, and that's just the end of it until we need something. And that's the worst part about waiting to build your credit, is that ultimately one day you're going to need something. You're going to need to buy a car. Maybe you want to buy a house, or maybe you want to get that job or a lower insurance rate. That's going to require you to have some good credit. So that's the number one reason, is that you need to build credit. Now, the number two reason why it's important for you to build credit is because of fraud protection. Now, I'm going to tell y'all a little story about this. I had ran into a couple back in March. Me and my mom, we went to Cabo for about a week. We hung out in the sun. We had a good time. And on our way there, we had met a couple that was on their way to the same resort that we were on our way to. So we were, talking, chit-chatting, and they asked me what I did for a living, and I told them what I did. And they were like, oh, that's funny. I've got so many questions about credit. And I'm like, okay, well, shoot, I'm interested to hear them. So they start asking me, they have very different mindsets about credit. The husband is all about having one credit card. That's it. No more credit cards, just one. And the wife is like, no, I'm sorry. The husband says no to credit cards. The wife has one credit card because the husband will only allow her to have one credit card. That's what it is. The wife was like, well, we need more credit cards, but he will only allow her to have one. So they currently have one credit card for the family, for the household, because the husband is so against credit cards. So I asked them, well, did you bring your credit card here with you? And they told me that they did not. And I asked them, well, what are you using to pay for everything out here in Mexico? They told me their debit card. Now, I cringed the moment that they said this, because one of the main reasons why you don't want to do that is because scamming be happen everywhere. Scamming happens everywhere. Fraud happens everywhere. And the last thing that you want is for fraudsters to get their information, get your information, and get a hold of it out of the country. That's not something that you want, because your debit card is attached to your bank account where you hold all of your hard-earned money. So the money that you're working 9 to 9 for weekends and holidays, moving around in bumper to bumper traffic and barely getting any sleep, you're making this money and it's attached to your debit card and you're swiping it everywhere, and you don't know where these skimming machines are or what you're entering on any website, and you just don't want anybody getting a hold of your debit card information, especially fraudsters. And I told them, you need to be bringing your credit card with you. Lo and behold, that same family had some other perks they took advantage of to get there on that trip, but they didn't bring their credit card with them out of the country. So never, ever use your debit cards out of the country. Never do that. Always use a credit card, because it's just unsafe. And you don't want people getting their information, getting your information at all. It's just not cool. Okay? Don't do that. I've been a victim of that before, and it's so hard to recover from when they get your debit card information. So don't do that. Be smart. Get your credit card. Okay. Another reason is because you get extra extended protection and warranties. So a lot of people don't know this, but some credit cards will actually give you a longer warranty on your purchases that you make on them. And they also have price protection. Now, price protection it's not as common as it used to be, but they do still have purchase protection. And I'll tell you the difference, because there still are credit cards that have price protection. So, excuse me, y'all. So with price protection, the way price protection works is, let's say that you buy a refrigerator from Best Buy and you see the same refrigerator at Home Depot for less amount of money. Well, what you could do is you could file a claim with your credit card company, show them the receipt, and they'll reimburse you for the difference. That is called price protection. Price protection. Purchase protection will help you with recovering like lost items, maybe stolen items. If you've damaged an item, that's purchase protection, and you have that under your credit card as a benefit. Now, you don't have these benefits under your debit cards. You just don't have that benefit at all on any debit card that I'm aware of. I haven't used a debit card in so long, and I don't even miss it. I just keep it tucked away in my drawer, and honestly, it's probably expired. I don't even use it. So, using your credit cards give you extra protection. It gives you extended warranties, and it'll help you protect your prices so that if you see something cheaper, they'll reimburse you for it. Okay. Another option is that you can buy now and you can pay back with flexible options, right? So the thing is, when we're using credit, we're usually using it because we need some flexibility with our money. Like, for instance, as a business owner, you may have $20,000 of cash in your bank account, in your business bank account right now, but you need to finance a $10,000 project. Now, if you finance this $10,000 project with your cash, then you're going to be out of $10,000. But if you use your credit, then you have the flexibility to pay it back over time. So it's very important that, if you want some flexibility with your finances, having a credit card is going to help you with doing that, because you're essentially diversifying the way you manage your finances, right? Think about it this way. Credit is a complement to your finances. It's not to really, I wouldn't say to replace your debit card, because you're still going to have to use the money in your checking to pay the credit card off. But think about it this way. Anybody play chess before? Anybody know how to play chess? Well, on the chessboard, you have multiple players and multiple roles, but you have the king and the queen. Now, the king is very fixed. It can only move one spot, up, back, side to side, diagonal, just one. That's it. But you got the queen that can move across the board and travel further. So she has more flexibility than the king does. Now, don't get me wrong. When they say cash is king, they mean it, because cash ultimately has the most power, especially if you have a lot of it. But for most people that don't have a lot of cash to buy a car or buy a house outright, then you're going to have to use your credit. And there's nothing wrong with that. Credit gives you the flexibility to be able to borrow more, pay back later, pay back over these terms, refinance, renegotiate. So you've got a lot of flexibility there, but you don't have really that flexibility with cash all too much when you're swiping your debit cards. In some cases, when you've got a lot of cash, you can negotiate a lot of great deals. You can, do a lot of great things with cash, but they're just two different instruments for two different purposes. So if I were a business owner that had $20,000 in cash and I had to finance a $10,000 project, I wouldn't use my cash. I would just use my credit because I can use it, make the money, get the return on the money, and then just pay it back over time if I wanted to, or just pay it back in full. It's no big deal. It's just about how you leverage it that makes the most sense. Also, you can also get 0% interest rates. So exactly, they don't tax you. Good, very good point. Which is my next point. But they don't tax you when you're borrowing money. You don't get taxed on borrowed money. This can be an advanced concept, but just know that when you're borrowing money, you don't get taxed on borrowed money. So, this, like I said, can be a little complicated, but this is the reason why the rich borrow so much money, because they're avoiding taxes. And so, I'm not a tax guru. All I know is if you borrow money, you're not taxed on it, but you know what you do get taxed on? That money that you're making as a W-2, the money that's sitting in your bank account, the one that's being cut a check, that is being taxed. But, the money that you make as a business owner doesn't get taxed until the end of the year. So that's the benefit. And you don't get taxed on borrowed money. Next, you get 0% interest rates. Now, I love this point, and this is the reason why. Because people often want to argue with me about, what about the interest, or what about the interest? The interest doesn't really matter. What matters is how you're using the credit. So if you use a credit card to get a Gucci purse, then yes, you use that debt for a bad thing. However, if you use the money to get a Gucci purse to do a photo shoot and maybe you sold the purse on eBay, not so much, because you still got your money back. You use it to do something productive, and it's a win-win because those photos that you have taken could possibly make you a lot more money. So it's about how you go about it. If it's for business or however you're going about it, is the way that it is. So, how you're using the credit is what matters. And not only that, you've got cards that give you 0% rates for the first 12 to 18 months. And there are several cards out here that do this. You've got American Express cards, Chase cards, Citibank cards, Bank of America cards. So when people ask me, well, what card is it? Just go on the bank's website. Just literally go on the bank's website, click on credit cards, and you'll see what they're offering. It lays it all out there right there on the page. It'll tell you the card, it'll tell you the benefits, it'll tell you the interest rate, and it'll tell you the intro APR. And intro APR, that's 0%, means that you're not paying any interest on the money. So when you're worried about paying interest on a credit card, just get a credit card that has a 0% interest introductory offer on it. Now, let's say, for instance, that you charge that card $10,000 and 18 months go by and you still haven't paid the card off. Well, you're going to pay interest on that. And you should, for crying out loud. Except for when you get a credit card. You don't get really loans at 0% rates, but you do get credit cards at 0% rates, okay? And let's say, for instance, that credit card intro expires. Well, guess what? You can just transfer that balance to another 0% card. That's the way it works. So you can save money on interest. Now, there's so many pro tips and strategies that I can share with y'all that's going to help you really understand and change your mindset about credit drastically. Because once you understand the credit game, there's a whole new life on the other side of that. And that life is never having to pay interest again. Did you know that the average American pays over $55,000 over their lifetime in interest payments? And that's not even including business owners. These are just consumers paying hundreds of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars in interest payments alone. And a lot of those people have bad personal credit. They can't afford it. They can't even afford to have bad personal credit. And so when you really think about it, you can get credit cards with a 0% interest rate. Come on now, y'all. Stop playing. Stop playing. So when people ask me, well, what about the interest? Who cares about the interest? As long as you use it to make some money, it doesn't matter. As long as you use it and get 0% rates, it doesn't matter. And the only way you're going to qualify for credit cards with 0% rates is to have some decent credit. So get yourself to at least a 640, 680, and you can qualify for a credit card that has a 0% rate, but you got to put in the work. Next, I've got travel points and rewards. Now, I love this. And honestly, I kind of stumbled on this one by mistake because me and my mom, we had went to Hawaii about 4 years ago, maybe 5, because COVID was about 3 years ago. So this was about 5 years ago. Me and my mom, we went to Hawaii on a 7-day cruise, and it was so beautiful. And the funny thing is, I wasn't even like really initially invited. My little sister was supposed to go, but my sister, she chickened out over like volcanoes or something at the time was erupting. But I said, bet, Mom, take me. I want to go. So we went. And the funny thing is I didn't really have the money to go, but I was just going to put it on my Capital One Venture credit card. But as I was going in there to put it on my card, I had noticed that I had travel points. And I didn't really know what it was because I've had the car for a while. I never really paid attention to it, and I didn't really travel like that. So I clicked on the points, and I realized that the points can be used to redeem for like flights and hotels and car rentals and cruises and all type of amazing things. So I checked to see, did I have enough points for a flight to Hawaii? And guess what? Sis did. I had over $600 worth of points in my Venture Capital One account, and I was able to get my first free flight on Capital One just for using their credit card. And so when you think about it, you can get free flights. You can get free hotel stays at 5-star places. You can get free upgrades, first class flights, business class flights. You can get so much free stuff just by using credit cards. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I don't remember last time I took a free trip on a debit card. I don't know, charge to the game, but I've never seen it before. And I don't think you have either because I don't think it exists. But debit cards hardly ever give you those type of rewards because debit cards aren't necessarily made to benefit you. Credit cards are. Credit cards are there to benefit the credit card company, but they incentivize you in the process. And as long as you know how the game works, you can play it and be successful and be a champion at it. And you can take as many free flights as you want. You can take as many first class upgrade flights as you want. You can, get the hotel stays at all the Ritz-Carltons that you want. Okay? We've been to Amsterdam. We've been to the Maldives. We've been to Hawaii. We've been to Costa Rica. We've been to Dubai. We've been so many amazing places for free. For free. All my Facebook friends, yeah, hey y'all, they know, they see all the amazing trips we've taken for free using credit cards. So get yourself some credit cards that get you some points and rewards so that you can get some miles and points to trade in to give some free flights in hotels because that's worth it. I don't know what y'all talking about. That's worth it. Okay. Next, let's talk about some cash back. Now, this is an amazing, amazing tool, and here's why. Most people complain that they don't have enough money to make any investments because they're strapped for cash. Inflation is kicking their butt, and I get it, right? But did you know that credit card companies offer you a benefit called cash back? And what cash back is every single time you swipe your credit card, you get a percentage back on that. So essentially you get a discount, but you get that discount back in cash. And these discounts range from 1% to 5%. So in essence, let's say, for instance, you have a Chase card, an Amazon card. This is my favorite card. So Chase Amazon has a card that gives you 5% back for every dollar that you spend at Amazon. And so if you buy groceries at Amazon, if you buy your packages at Amazon, if you buy anything at Amazon, you'll get 5% back as long as you use a credit card. Now, this can add up really fast, especially for all my little Amazon sters. that also always getting deliveries and packages on the mail, on the stop, on the mail stop, on the doorstep. Right, the doorstep. You getting packages on the doorstep every day of the year. It's like, give me a break. But for you guys, you will love this perk. Now, I love Amazon delivery. That was the best thing that was ever delivered to me during COVID, because it's like having a grocery delivery, like somebody that's just like your grocery assistant. Like, please take this list and bring them to me, please. Best thing ever. And so Amazon has a credit card that's backed through Chase. They also have a store card where you can only just spend it there at Amazon. But this Amazon will give you 5% back on every single dollar that you spend. Let's do the math, okay? Let's do the math. If you spent, let's say, $1,000 on Amazon this month, you would get back $50 every single month that you spent $1,000. $50. And that adds up fast. And in fact, you can start getting free. I've traded in the points for free vacuums and air fryers and all type of stuff. Points. So don't sleep on the points and the cash back, y'all. Another story. I had a $900 in my Chase Inc. account. I use that card for marketing for the business. And that card gives you up to like 3% back. And so I use a card for all my marketing, and I was putting like $30,000 a month on just that one card alone. And I was racking up so much cash back. It was ridiculous. So one time I took out the cash back. I had like a little over $900 in cash back. So I took the cash back and I deposited into my checking account, because you can do that. You could take the cash back and just deposit it into your checking account. So I took the $900, I deposited it into my Robinhood account. And I grew that $900 all the way up to $4,000 in less than 4 months, using free money that I got from my credit card company. So I don't know if y'all could do that with your debit card or not, but I'm just saying, if you're not getting in on these pro tips, you missing out, because you can literally flip it and reverse it. You can flip the free money that you get from your credit card company and create thousands out of it, just using smart investment strategies and understanding how to multiply money. That's how you do it. That's a skill set that you learn. So you got to learn how to multiply your cash back. Next, you got travel insurance. Now, travel insurance was very beneficial for people that got caught up in that Southwest meltdown during Christmas, New Year's last year. Ooh, big meltdown. People were stranded for days, flights delayed for days, canceled for days. It was crazy. And a lot of people had to sleep in the hotels. They had their baggage was lost. Time wasted, couldn't get back home. Well, guess what? You've got a credit card for that. With credit cards, they actually give you trip protection and insurance. So if your bag gets lost, you get reimbursed for that. If your trip gets delayed or canceled, you get money for that. All these different things that happen during trips. Matter of fact, my fiance, they lost his bag. He had all types of very valuable things in there. He called the credit card company. Guess what? They cashed him out for $6,000. I don't know if you could do that with a debit card or not, but I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Is this enough for y'all? Because I got 4 more. I got 4 more on the list. Are y'all sold on the credit cards yet? Are you sold on it yet? Because I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know how else to sell y'all on this. Here's the next one, okay? Baggage and delays, travel insurance, you got it. Next, you can help other people build credit. You can help other people that you love build great credit scores. Here's how. By adding them to your account as an authorized user. What's an authorized user, Jerry? Good question. An authorized user is when you add a friend or a family member to your credit card account, and you don't even have to give them a card. What happens is you add them to your account, and then that credit history gets reported to their credit history too. Now, this works really good for parents that want to help establish their children's credit early, because you're the best person that can help them with doing this. You already know their social security number. You already can help them with establishing credit if you have good credit. So if you're a parent and you have a child that's about 17, 18 years old, start helping them establish credit by adding them to your account as an authorized user. And you can start helping the people around you with building great credit. I've helped my friends, I've helped my family members, I've even helped clients with getting trade lines reported on their credit and getting those authorized users reported to boost their utilization. So a lot of people that have maxed out credit, they're trying to solve the problem of how can I improve my utilization? Trade lines can help with that, because if you get a trade line that has a higher credit limit and overall utilization, or even a few trade lines that have no utilization, that can help you with balancing out your utilization. Also, if you don't have any credit, or your age of credit history is short, well, guess what? You can add a friend to a friend, or you can get a trade line added to your credit so that you can help with getting more history reported on your credit reports. So that way, if you've got 2 years of credit history and you need 10, well, you can add an older trade line of 10 plus years on your credit and get instant history. So this is going to help you get history. It's going to help you get positive payment history. It's going to help you with lowering your utilization overall. Like, it's going to help you, and you can help others with doing the exact same thing. Now, I don't know if you can add anybody to your debit card, and I don't think you would ever want to, but you can add somebody to your credit card as an authorized user, and you can help them with building credit. Okay. Next is it can simplify your expense tracking. Now, the reason why I say this is because I use my credit card for everything. Literally. I use my credit card for everything. And it makes it easier to determine where my money is going. Now, granted, you could do this with debit cards too, but I find that debit cards have some limited functionalities and capabilities as far as tracking and expense tracking and things, not like credit cards do. Credit cards, their back end are usually a little more detailed. It can give you a little more information about your spending habits. And it's overall mainly because it's the bank's money, right? So the bank wants to see how you're spending the money. They want you to be informed while you're spending their money and managing their money. And so using your credit card to just use for everything is going to help you simplify your expense tracking. You'll be able to see where all your money is going in one place, and you can feel safer about putting your bills on auto pay. Now, when I say put your bills on auto pay, some people frown on that idea, but I could see why when you have your debit card associated with your account. Honestly, I don't even think I would put a bill on auto pay if it was on my debit account or if it was on my checking account either, because sometimes they misbill you, and sometimes they charge you the wrong amount. Sometimes they don't cancel out your subscription, and you've got all this money coming out of your checking account, and you don't want to overdraft and put yourself in any crazy financial situations. So I think it's very smart to put a credit card on auto bill so that you'll never pay your bills late. You'll be able to still build your credit. You'll be able to even save money on your bills when you put things on auto pay. Because when you put things on auto pay, a lot of these companies will give you a discount on your bill for doing so. So I always encourage putting things on auto pay because it's one less thing to worry about and one less thing to think about. We live in a very busy world, and there's always something to do. There's always something grasping at our attention. And so just having one less thing to think about is going to be very, very good. It's going to free you up to think about the things that really matter, which is, when are you taking your next vacation? When are you going to when you going to get your next credit card? When you going to join Flat Credit University? Those are the things that you should be thinking about. Okay. Next, you want to have a credit card in case of an emergency. This is number 12. Let's be real, y'all. Life be lifing. And we can all agree that we have all been in the midst of an emergency. And having emergencies is just a part of life. That's just the bottom line. We don't know when it's going to happen. That's why it's called an emergency. And so the last thing that you really want is to be stressed out financially over an emergency. I remember when I was younger, I was on the expressway by myself. I lived in Chicago at the time, and it was snowing really badly. And my car broke down in the snowstorm. And I could not imagine what had happened to my car. I was about 24 at the time, and I was stuck on this side of the road for maybe about an hour. And by the time they got there, I'm cold, I'm freezing. And so we head on over. They dropped the car off at the shop, and I head on home. They call me the next day, and they tell me that my transmission went out. And I'm like, my transmission went out? And here I am, 24 years old. I don't got no money for no transmission. The transmission was a couple $1,000s. And I didn't have money for that. I was a single mom of two. I was barely making it. I was living paycheck to paycheck, and I was paying all this money towards childcare costs. I didn't have a couple $1,000s to pay for a rebuilt transmission. So I thought about it, and I decided to put it on my credit card. And I was so glad that I did, because my insurance company, they were able to help me with the rental, but I wouldn't have been able to pay for any of that if I didn't have a credit card. So having a credit card was able to help me get the rental, because you can't get a rental really with a debit card. So if you're trying to get a rental car, you're mostly always going to need a credit card. And I was able to pay for the transmission to get fixed. And that was a really expensive process, and it was long. It took a couple of weeks to get that sorted out. And it was just an emergency, something that I didn't expect to happen, but it did. And I'm very grateful that I had a credit card in my wallet at the time to help me with that expense, so that I can pay for it now and pay it later. Pay for it now and pay it later. And it worked out perfectly fine. So, having a credit card is going to help you in case of an emergency, because you can use it as in case of an emergency fund, honestly, because, when it really boils down to it, I've been in this industry for a little over 8 years, and the statistics say that over 80% of Americans don't have $1,000 saved up in their savings account. So they don't even have a savings account. And that's alarming, because what are you going to do in the event of an emergency? And so having a credit card can be an in case of an emergency event, in case I get sick event, in case I lose my job event. When I lost my job and I was living on my income from my business, I had to rely on my credit cards. That's a lot of the reason why I racked up so much credit card debt, was because I was living on my credit cards for like 6 months. After I took on some clients that decided to make chargebacks with their bank, claiming that the charges that we made on their account was fraudulent. So after they did that, they had closed down my merchant account. I couldn't take payments from my business. I was at a standstill for 6 months until I could get that sorted out. So I had to live on my credit cards until I could get that done. And I'm glad that I was able to, because it reversed the funds. I got my money back, and I was able to pay some of that debt down. But getting into credit card debt is very stressful. And it was mainly because I needed to do it. It was an emergency. So having an emergency fund is going to assist you. Think about it. If you have 10 credit cards and you have $100,000 in credit just sitting there as an emergency fund, wouldn't you feel a little safer? Wouldn't you feel wouldn't you feel prepared for any emergency if you had $100,000 just laying around on some pieces of plastic? I mean, I would. So, putting yourself and positioning yourself to take advantage of those opportunities and, taking care of other responsibilities in case of emergency is more than worth putting a credit card in your wallet. And then lastly, I would say this is one of my favorite perks, because you're definitely not getting this with your debit card. And that's more access to money, aka credit limit increases. Ooh, this is so good. And this is a good reason to switch, y'all. Here's why. I don't remember the last time I put $5,000 in my checking account and it turned into $10,000. Anybody figure out that magic with debit cards yet? To just magically get more money to appear in your debit account, your checking account. Anybody? I didn't. I haven't. Still not yet. But with credit cards, you can get credit limit increases, and you can get credit limit increases consistently. So I have credit cards that started off with $500 limits that have $20,000 limits. I've got $10,000 limits. I've got $30,000 limits. I have $40,000 limits. I've got high limit credit cards. And that's because I've built my credit over time. But I don't know about y'all. Every single time you deposit money into your debit account or your checking account, anybody see some extra money show up anywhere? Anybody? I don't know. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if I'm just missing that benefit, but I've never gotten that benefit with debit cards. And so if you want to get more access to money quicker, you want to get yourself a credit card, because credit card limit increases can happen every 6 months. It could happen every year. I ask for a credit limit increase at least every 6 months. Every 6 months. Now, I don't ask the credit card companies that are going to run my credit, though, because some credit card companies will run your credit to give you a credit limit increase. But I pretty much stick with the ones that don't. So I've gotten so many credit card limit increases with Chase. Thanks, Chase. I've gotten so many credit card limit increases with Capital One. I've gotten with Barclays, Discover, American Express. So that's why I made the switch, y'all. I love my credit cards. I love them so much because they take care of me. I call them my money team. They're there when I need an extra injection of cash. They're there when I need to take care of a project. They're there to help me with beating my competition. They're there to help me with marketing my business to a broader audience. They're there to help me scale my business. They're there to help me have more freedom in my life. Ooh, baby. Okay, look, there's so many benefits to having a good credit card and just having a good combination of them and having a strong money team, because having a strong money team is going to unlock so many opportunities for yourself. You're going to be able to help so many more people. You're going to be able to take advantage of so many more, opportunities and create more opportunities for yourself. You'll be able to do so much more with your life and with your business once you make the switch to credit. It's time to stop thinking like poor people. When I was poor, I thought, oh, cash is king. But guess what? I didn't have enough of cash to even think like that. That thinking is not for poor people. That thinking is for the rich folks. Cash is king for them because they got a lot of it. But when you don't even have $1,000 saved up, you don't have any assets in your name, what you gonna do with that? You're going to need credit if you want to get ahead. So start establishing your credit, start getting credit cards, start getting your credit scores higher, start taking advantage of all the opportunities that credit can afford you, because it can. I am a witness to it. I've witnessed it myself in my own life, and I've witnessed it in my students' lives too. And the only difference between them, you, me, whatever, is the fact that they've taken action and the fact that they've decided that giving up was not an option. See, a lot of us get stuck, and we get stuck for way too long because we quit and we give up. But that's because you keep giving up and you keep making it an option. But if you don't make giving up an option, then the only option you have is to keep going, is to keep working, is to put one foot in front of the other to make it work, because quitting ain't an option. Plan B, not an option. The option is I need to make this work hella high water. I need to figure this thing out because my destiny deserves it. Because the longer that you wait, the longer that you think about it, the longer that you procrastinate and avoid making a decision, the longer that you're going to sit around complaining about the same circumstances that you're in today. How do I know? Because I was that same person. I had that same mindset, wishing, hoping, praying that things would get better for me, not realizing that it won't unless I do something about it, until I start making decisions. I got more successful the quicker I started making decisions. Most of the most successful people that I know make very quick decisions. They make the decision now and they adjust later. They don't take too much time to think about it, because what happens when you think about it is you start thinking about reasons why this won't work for you, why you're going to fail, and why you're going to be embarrassed. And you know what that is? Fear and ego. Because you think that other people care about you. People don't care about you. They don't. People don't care about you. People are not even thinking about you. And it's our ego that makes us think that we're just so important, that people just care. No, they don't. Most people don't. They don't even think about it. They just don't. So we've got to step up and step out of our comfort zone so that we can deliver on our own promises. How many times have you woke up and said, this is going to be the best day of my life, only for it not to be? Only for you to fall into the same bad habits of procrastinating, of talking yourself out of opportunities, letting the fear set in and thinking about it too much instead of taking action, instead of getting results. The only thing that matters when you're progressing in life is getting results. Thinking about it doesn't get results. Thinking about it only creates more fear. It only creates more stagnation, and it only creates more misery and distress. There's plenty of people that have headstones in the cemetery right now that were thinking about it. And you don't want to live your life with regret. Why would you want to do that? Don't you want to die and leave this earth knowing that you gave it your best every single day? That you did what you needed to do every single day, that you lived to your full potential every single day? What? Or do you want to keep waking up complaining about the things that you're not able to have, the things that you haven't been able to achieve because you haven't made the decision to do it yet? You haven't gone all in. I was talking to my friend Charlize today, and she was telling me how she about to go all in her business. Because what she realized is she keeps starting and going and starting and stopping and starting and going and starting and stopping. And what happens is she keeps losing momentum. And when you lose momentum, you have to keep starting over. But you wouldn't have to keep starting over if you didn't keep quitting. So you've got to get focused, and you've got to get committed, and you got to go all in. Stop tippy-toeing on a ledge and stop worrying about what's going to happen if it's going to happen. What you have to realize is what's your attitude about it, what your attitude about it is going to be. Because bad things happen to everybody. We lose people that we love. We have unfortunate situations. We broke. Things happen to everybody, but that's not what matters. What happens to you is not what matters. What matters is how you react to what happens to you. As an entrepreneur, especially, you are always going to get monkey wrenches thrown in your plan, always. But the most successful people that I know are people that can adjust quickly, that can keep going, that can plan otherwise, and can keep doing what they need to do to create results, because that is all that matters. So if you want to get results with your finances, start making the switch to credit, because you're going to be able to make more money. You're going to be able to save more money. You're going to be able to take free trips. You're going to be able to unlock new opportunities for yourself and for your family and for your legacy. You're going to be able to create wealth for yourself. You're going to be able to save money and taxes. Like, come on, give me a break. There's so many reasons why you should make the switch, but you gotta make the decision. And the longer that you make no decision, the more that you stay in the indecision state, the more you're more likely to not make a decision at all. So make the decision today that today is going to be the last that I use my debit card, that I'm going to make smarter decisions with my credit card, that I'm going to get in the know, I'm going to learn the credit game, I'm going to learn how to win, I'm going to learn how to be a champion, so that I can do what the champions do. That's what you want to do. So if you want to be a credit champion, you need to join my Fly Credit University, because my Fly Credit University is going to teach you what you need to know to get the credit that you deserve, to play and win the credit game, so that you can stop complaining about the economy. You can stop complaining about the fact that you can't get no money. There's banks giving it out all day, every day.
Credit limit increases given out all day, every day. Credit approvals given out all day, every day. But they're only given to people that qualify for it. So do you want to qualify for it? Do you want to take the steps to qualify for it? Or do you just want everything handed to you? Do you just want everything for free and you just want to take up people's time and you don't want to make the investment in yourself? Because if that's the case, I can't do nothing with you. I can't do nothing for you. I can't do nothing for you because you got to get all in. You got to be all in. I'm all in. I've been all in. I'm going to stay all in because I'm a champion. So if you want to join a championship team so that you can play and win the credit game and get your rings, your awards, your free trips and flights, come through. I got you. We've been doing this for the last 8 years. I've helped over 12,000 people. Our community is filled with movers and shakers. People that's creating a new economy for themselves. The economy don't matter what's going on out there. What matters is what's going on in here. So you got to ask yourself, am I ready to go all in? Or am I going to keep thinking about it? But if you're ready to go all in, what I need y'all to do is head over to my website. Go to flycredit.com, click on membership and join. If you want Instagram, click my bio link. Boom. Join the membership. Let's get to work. I've been ready to get to work. I've been ready to help you be successful. Your success is my success. I love seeing our wall of love fill up. What? Have you been by my website? Have you seen the stories? Have you seen the success? Have you seen it? Have you seen it? If not, drop by there. It's there. Plenty of stories, inspiration, people that started from 500 credit scores to 800 credit scores, could barely get approved, but getting approvals galore. People that rave about the education that they've learned in the university. I'm confident about what we have because I know the transformation that you're going to be able to experience once you learn the steps. Once you learn the plays. In order to win the game, you got to know the plays, and I got all of them. Every last one of them. So here's what I'm going to do today, y'all. Today, what I'm going to do is I am going to give someone a free scholarship to our FCU starter program. Now, in our FCU starter program, you are going to get weekly coaching calls. You're going to get, we're also going to be launching a weekly podcast for the members. I'm so excited about that. We've got Monday, we've got special trainings and workshops. We've got all the information that you need to make the right steps towards having excellent personal and business credit. So I'm going to be giving out one scholarship for that, 12-month scholarship for that. And what I need y'all to do is I need y'all to throw some money bags in the chat. Throw some money bags in the chat. And I am going to pick a random person today to get an FCU. Oh, somebody said I was cutting out a little bit. It's all good, y'all. This has been recorded, so I do have the original copy of this, and I'll be able to upload it on YouTube so you can see the replay. But if you want a year's scholarship membership to our FCU starter program, you're going to be able to get access to our private community. You're going to get access to our weekly trainings. You're going to get access to motivation, mindset, everything that you need to make those best first steps. Oh, by the way, if y'all didn't know, June 26th, we're going to be starting our next 7-day business credit sprint. So if you want to get access to our business credit sprint that's starting on June 26th, you need to get in ASAP. We do have 6 more spots left. Pricing is $399, and it's going to be 7 days of live trainings with me. We're going to be talking about all the foundational information that you need to get started building business credit the right way the first time for your business. Even if you have bad personal credit, even if you're new in business, and even if you've been denied before, we got you. So if you want to get in on the sprint, I got 6 spots left. So you're going to have to head on over to flycredit.com/7-day sprint. That's FLYYcredit.com/7 sprints. And we got 6 spots left for our 7-day business credit sprint. I'm really excited about that. Those sprints are always amazing. The students are always awesome. We always have a really, really good time. So if you want to learn how to master bank financing, if you want to learn how to get business credit, if you want to learn how to make sure that your business is lending compliant, you want to learn how to automate your business finances, join me. 7 days of live trainings and Q&As. We are going to get you off to a really good start so we can help you with reaching your first business credit milestone milestone in the first 7 days. We are results driven, so we want to make sure that if you want to get results, join us, because that's what we're all about. So join me, flycredit.com/7 day sprint. All right, y'all. So we're going to be choosing a random winner today. All right, y'all. So this is how this is going to work. Okay. I'm going to pick a random person. And what I'd like to do is, if you are on YouTube, what I'd like you to do is send me an email at contact@flycredit.com. That's FLYY credit.com. It's 2 Y's, y'all, not 1 Y. Flycredit.com. Contact@flycredit.com. I need you to email me your name and let me know that you had won tonight's session and your handle. Okay, your handle name. And then we are going to grant you access to our Fly Credit University starter program. I invite you to take a deep dive into the trainings. We've got replays, we've got tools, we've got all type of great stuff to help you get on the fast track. And we have a live training tomorrow about getting that personal credit together. And if you're, thinking about filing bankruptcy, we're going to talk about that tomorrow too. So we've got a lot of great things in store for you guys. It's just amazing what we have built in that community. And I'm very excited to introduce a next member into our university. So our next person that we're going to add to the university, let's see. I got money bags. All right, so our random winner today. Now, once I announce the winner, what I want you to do is I want you to cheer that person on, give them a high five, thumbs up, congratulations. We support everybody here, so be a trooper, and I want y'all to congratulate them in the chat. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to just throw something random in there. I'm just feeling good today. So what I want you to do is I want y'all to screenshot this. And I want y'all to send me, share it in your story, especially on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, I want y'all to screenshot this and share this in your story so I know y'all was in the house. My people also on Facebook too. Just screenshot this, share this in your stories and tag me so I can see who's in the house. And I'm going to give out a free business credit checklist or a free business credit ebook for free. I'm just going to pick a random person in my story. So tag me at Jerry Tolliver. And I'll be giving out a business credit ebook to one of my people that tag me in my stories. So my winner for today is coming in from. Wait, y'all. I think I have some sounds now. Wait, let me see if I can find them. I don't think I can. Wait, let me see real quick. Nah, I don't remember how to do it. I'm going to remember next time. So the winner for today is going to be coming in from, looks like YouTube. We have Coach Millionista on YouTube. Coach Millionista on YouTube. That's going to take away the W today. Congratulations on winning, Coach Millionista. Nice name, by the way. Congratulations, you've won our FCU starter membership, 12-month scholarship. Just promise me that you're going to show up. Promise me that you're going to do the work. I'm looking forward to working with you and helping you with getting success with your credit. Now, for all my peoples in the house that didn't win today, it's all good. What I want y'all to do is just screenshot this, share it in your stories, and tag me at Jerry Tolliver. That's Jeri Tolliver, Toliver, Jeri Toliver, Jerry Tolliver. That's me. So tag me. I'm excited to work with y'all and just excited to help y'all with building your business credit and making the switch successfully from debit to credit. So did I sell y'all on it? Let me know in the chat. Are y'all sold? If you are, I want y'all to put credit in the chat. If you're sold that I am going to make the switch to credit, I want y'all to put credit in the chat. And then we are going to wrap this baby up. So congratulations, the Millionista. Hey, Henry. So nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Excellent. So glad to have y'all here. Cool. So I've got credit in the chat. Good. I love it. So y'all going to make the switch. I'm looking forward to helping y'all with making a switch. Join me in my 7-day business credit sprint, or just hit us up in our Fly Credit University and hit us up in our starter membership as well. So hit us up at flycredit.com. just take a look at everything that we're offering. We've got all the memberships, we got courses, we got everything that you need to get the credit that you deserve. So thank y'all for joining me tonight. Again, my name is Jerry Tolliver. I'm the CEO of Fly Credit, the creator of the Fly Credit University, and the person that's going to help you with getting the credit that you deserve. Thank you for joining our Tuesday night happy hour. I will see you next week, same time, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. See y'all next time. Bye, y'all.